welcome to Fiber Arts Friday. As promised, I'm going to give you the beloved Peg Loom. Peg Loom is rather simple. I'll zoom in here so you can take a look at it a little closer. Oops, wrong direction. There we go. We're talking about a lovely 2x4. Isn't it awesome? Holes drilled into it and pegs that stick out of it. Dowel. I think it took me a whopping half hour to make this. I was not careful with it. Matter of fact, I got the worst looking piece of wood out of my basement. Just randomly started drilling holes, about the same width as my lovely dowel here. And then I drilled a hole in each dowel. Let's see if I can get any closer for you here. Drilled a hole in each dowel. You can see it. And I got a piece of yarn strung through that. And that yarn is your warp. So in this case, we're going to be making a small project. We're going to make a scarf. So I'm just using 3 pegs. You can use as wide as you make your board. It's going to be as wide as the end project is, so you can make everything up to a rug. So in this case, I've got 3 pegs, all wrapped with string. String is yarn in this case. I think it's, good lord, I used good alpaca yarn. Anyways, the yarn is long enough for me to make a scarf. And the cat is messing with my camera. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I have a house full of pets and they tend to get to playing with all my stuff. Okay, so where did we leave off? 3 pegs, string as long as you want your scarf to be, plus a little extra. I'm leaving about that much extra on the end of each string to tie in the ends, or you can leave it as fringe, whatever you so choose. My material of choice today is going to be recycled roving from my last project. I just ripped it all apart, stripped it in half so I get a little narrower project, or a little narrower roving. And there goes the cat again. At least he's away from my stuff. I put a little slip knot at the end of one piece. I'm slipping it over one of the pegs. And here comes the fun part. You ready? I don't know if you can handle this. Weaving around each peg. Let me do that in slow motion again. Round. Come on back. Go around the peg. Whoa. Pretty intelligent stuff right there, isn't it? You can pack it on down. Since we are doing a scarf, you don't really have to worry about the tension on it. You can fix that later. By tension, I mean it. You know, you can do this and make it all messy looking because it's easy to go. Whoosh. Very exciting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill these pegs up. Don't try to pull on them too much. Your little pegs, if you're like my little warp here, kind of start coming in on you. And if I didn't mention before, you're not going to see your warp yarn. It can be a different color. The only reason why you might want to keep it the same color or color relevant to whatever material you're working with is if you're going to put tassels or fringe or something along those lines. Alright, since I got this one guy kind of coming on in on me, I'm going to take this off and start again because I don't want this top to be so narrow that my scarf does this. It kind of, you know, mermaids on you. So once you get to fill to a point where you like it, you take a peg out and you put it back in. Take a peg out. Put it back in, peg out, put it back in, and look at that. Your scarf is starting to make it down your warp. As I said, do not worry about the tension. Don't flip out about it. It's not going to hurt anything. You can tighten it up later. So once you get to that point, then we start a weaving again. Oops, the other way. There, hopefully you can see. I'm down to the very end. This is all I got left. So I got about 3 more wraps. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually start wrapping my end piece and curling it around each end. So it's looping under itself. Hopefully that makes sense. And what I'm trying to do is I'm getting these last little bits stuck. So it's not going to, pretty much I'm going around the peg and I'm going to go under it. Here's my last little one around the peg. I'm going to go under so it holds. And I'm going to try to tie a little knot if I can, just so it holds itself a little better. I am using roving. I do fully anticipate this to felt, because when I'm done with this, I'm going to wash it. So it's under itself. There we go. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing that. So let's zoom out. My board down. And there is our lovely scarf. What I'm doing is I'm just pushing this all down. It's kind of like a slinky. It feels really kind of cool in your hands. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm going to get about, I want an even feel on this. You can scrunch it right down to the point where it's hard as a rock. I don't want my scarf being hard as a rock. Remember, the ends, they're tied so they're not coming out. And you're going to tie the ends up here as well. So once you find out right where you want your scarf to be, and I'm happy with it right about there. You're done. You have a good one.